This Blackboard tour is your starting point for this course. I've prepared this video in order to provide you with all the important information that you need to know about how this course operates and what our expectations are about your participation in the course. You'll be watching the same Blackboard tour for both LING 1100 and LING 1110. The courses are a bit different, but close enough that the Blackboard sites are run in the same way. Different courses can have very different formats in terms of such things as how many hours of classes that you have each week and how that time is structured, what the expectations are for what you need to do outside of class time, and how the Blackboard site for the course is structured and used. So it's really important that you make yourself aware, right from the start, of the expectations for each course. Blackboard is a very important component of this course as we have no face-to-face lecture. So it is essential that you become familiar with how we expect you to engage with the Blackboard site for this course. In this video, I'm going to take you on a little tour of our Blackboard site and show you where to find important information. If you get to the end of the tour and still have questions about the course structure, then ask in your first tutorial, post to discussion board, or send your course coordinator an email. The first thing you need to do after watching this video is click on the Course Outline Content area on the left-hand menu, and it will take you to the link to the course outline file. Print that out, read through it, and take it along to your first tutorial. Your tutor will go through some of the important points in the course outline so that you're aware of the course format, requirements, and expectations. After that, you're ready to get started with your weekly use of the Blackboard site. The main content for your course can be found under the Learning Activities area on the left-hand menu. When you follow this link, there will be a different folder for each week of semester. We only make the content available as we get to it. So when you go there in Orientation Week or Week 1, you'll find only the folder for Week 1 and maybe Week 2, depending on when you first access the site. We always make the content available on Monday, 1 week before the weekly topic is covered in tutorials. This means that you have at least a full week to engage with the materials before your tutorial. Click on the folder for the relevant week. Let's just very quickly look at Week 1. You'll see that there are two links each week. One is to a learning module, and the other is to the PowerPoint that will be used in tutorial. Some students like to print off the PowerPoint that will be used in tutorials so that you can use this as a starting point for making notes in class. The learning modules are where you will find each week video lectures and transcript of the lectures and mini checkpoint quizzes. It is essential that you watch the weekly video lecture before you attend your tutorial for that week. You will all benefit so much more from the tutorial if you do. Most students find this course really quite challenging. And if you have watched the video before the tutorial, then we'll have more time in class to engage in exercises that reinforce the content and go over points which may need clarification. If you click on the link for Week 1, you'll see that there's only one video lecture to watch, and the transcript for that week. We've kept it simple for Week 1. We just want you to watch one video before your first tutorial. So let's go to Week 2. Because there's more in there, and it is more representative of what will be available and what you will be expected to do each week. If we click on the Week 2 folder, again you'll see that the tutorial PowerPoint file is the second item. The first link, the learning module, is where all the lecture content is located. You'll see in the text under the module link that there is a list of the number of items for that week. Click on the module link and the first thing you'll see is an introductory note. We've put that there for two important reasons. This lets you know how many video lectures there will be each week. The number of video lectures each week ranges from 1 to 5. Generally there are 2, 3 or 4. We've broken the content for each week into small, manageable pieces of around 5 to 15 minutes. So for each week, the total viewing time is less than a 1-hour lecture. We've also put that introduction there because you need to be prepared for how many videos there are each week so that you don't miss any of the lectures. This is because the second video lecture will only become available once you have done the checkpoint quiz relating to the first video. Then the third will become available once you've done the second checkpoint quiz, and so on. Let's go through an example, and you'll see how it works. Down the left-hand side, you can see the table of contents. There are 4 videos for week 2 if you're in LING 1110, and 3 if you're in LING 1100. But right now I'm only able to see the introduction, the first topic, and the first checkpoint quiz. You can navigate by clicking on the item in the contents list, or by arrowing on the right-hand side. Now you can see your first video lecture for the week. It's an embedded video from YouTube, so you can easily play it, and you can enlarge it, and you can pause it. And you're able to watch the videos at your own pace and go back and watch them again anytime you want. Below the video is a link to a Word file containing a transcript of the video. It's important to note that this does not contain any content different from what's in the video. It's not additional notes, it's simply an exact transcript. Ideally, if you have the opportunity, I would recommend that you print out the transcript before you watch the lecture. Then you'll be able to highlight important points and make further notes if you like. Whether you do that or print out afterwards, these transcripts are available each week to help you when you are learning and applying the concepts. When you finish watching the video, go to the first checkpoint. There are always 3 questions following each video. First, click on Begin. The questions are in a variety of different formats, but it's all pretty straightforward. Just answer the questions. You don't need to save each answer. Just click. When you finish, click on Save and Submit. Then you hit OK. You need to do that twice. And you'll be taken back to your feedback. Note that I got 1 wrong here. I've got 2 out of 3. You see I've got 1 wrong here. Either way, whether right or wrong, you get given feedback, explaining the correct response. So make a note of the correct answers if you got any wrong. Click OK down the bottom right to continue, and you'll now be able to go on to Lecture 2. You'll then find the same format with the video, the transcript down the bottom, and then checkpoint 2. And then once you've done checkpoint 2, I won't do that for now, then you'll find, once you've done that, that Lecture 3 is now available. So the modules will be structured this way each week. I now need to explain how your engagement with the checkpoint quizzes works. Your completion of these checkpoint quizzes is worth 10% of your final grade for the course. We see this as a participation assessment item. We've added this component because it's really important that all students watch all lectures before attending their tutorial. If students don't watch the lectures, they'll either not understand what's going on or will need to repeat content, and doing that puts other students at a disadvantage. So there's a checkpoint quiz which contains 3 questions after each video lecture. In total, there are 97 questions in the quizzes throughout the course for LING 1110 students and 91 questions for LING 1100 students. This means that roughly each question is worth only 0.1 of your total mark. You might think that's not a lot, but it takes very little time to complete each quiz, and it's important to realise that it's possible for every single student to get 10 out of 10 for this. Because remember, once you've submitted a checkpoint, you get feedback. You're told which questions you got right and wrong, which ones you got wrong, and you're given the correct answer. So if you do get a question wrong, all you have to do is complete the checkpoint quiz again. Notice because I've done this one before, when I click on Begin, it actually asks me what I want to do. Do I want to look at my attempts? No, in this case I got 1 wrong, so I want to start a new submission. So I'd made a note of which one I got wrong, that one was right, that one was right, but I had got this one wrong. So I click on False this time, go to Save and Submit, same as before, and you'll see now I've got 3 out of 3. So you should do that each time you do the checkpoint quiz. If you get one wrong, go back in straight away and it's only going to take you less than a minute to go and put in the right answer, and so that you always get 3 out of 3. So remember, the checkpoint quizzes, they're not tests. They're just a way of encouraging students to participate, help you keep on track. Make sure that you're following the content week by week. So that's the most important aspect of Blackboard use for this course, and what might be a bit different compared to most of your other courses. Let's just quickly go through a few other points. Staff contact details are available under this menu with email addresses, but our preferred method of communication is discussion board, unless your email is regarding something personal. More often than not, students have similar questions, so you should check discussion board first before you add your own thread or before you send an email, in case your question has already been answered. I've already set up a frequently asked questions forum, general discussion forum, and one for technical issues. And then there's one there you'll find for each of the assignments when that becomes relevant. So if you've got a question that relates, for example, to assignment 1, click on that forum, and if there's already questions there, you could either add to an existing thread if that's relevant or appropriate, or you can create a new thread like that. Assessment items will be made available under the assessment menu. Right now you can see that there's nothing there. But we'll make the instructions and relevant links available at the appropriate times, and we'll let you know when they're available through announcements and emails. So we do send out regular announcements about such things as assessment, and you'll find these under the announcements menu, and we usually send out each announcement also. It goes out as an email so that you know that there's been a new announcement. But it is important, as a student, it's your responsibility to make sure you check your student email account regularly. Lots of students like to continue using their personal email account. It's really important that for your uni work you use your uni student email account and check that regularly, and also check the Blackboard site for the course regularly. So I think that's all you need to know for now. So what you need to do right now is print out your course outline, have a little look at that, some of the more details about things like assessment for the course, and then you're all ready to go and watch the first lecture before you go to your first tutorial in week 1.